Hi everyone, welcome to PharmaExplora. Today we are going to discuss another interesting topic, intramuscular route of drug administration. So in our previous episodes, I hope you remember, we discussed about routes of drug administration. There we divided routes of drug administration into three main categories: the enteral route, parenteral route, and the other routes of drug administration. And when it comes to parenteral route, we define the parenteral route as the route of drug administration where we administer drugs directly into the systemic circulation. And we further divided this route of drug administration into three main categories: intravascular, intramuscular, and the subcutaneous route of drug administration. And also, based on the place where we administer the drug, we further divided intravascular route into intravenous and intraarterial routes. And in our last episode, we discussed about intravenous route of drug administration. So there we identified this intravenous drug administration provides the unmatched clinical control as well as instantaneous systemic availability. So if you miss those videos, you want a quick refresher, you can go through these videos. I have put down the link below so you can go through that. Now let's think like this. What if we need a medication that to be released inside our body slowly, steadily, automatically over weeks or sometimes over months after a single shot? Or what if we need a parenteral injection that does not require the technical challenge of finding a vein to administer but still provides a rapid therapeutic response? To answer these questions, the pharmaceutical scientists have developed a, a, a fascinating route of drug administration called intramuscular route of drug administration. So this intramuscular route of drug administration capable of acting both a long-term pharmaceutical reservoir as well as the rapid response system. So without further delay, let's start discussion about this fascinating intramuscular route of drug administration. Okay, when it comes to the intramuscular route of drug administration, we inject drug solution directly into the deep skeletal muscle. When it comes to the intramuscular route of drug administration, we inject drug solution directly into the skeletal muscle. So this skeletal muscle packed with rich network of blood vessels. This skeletal muscle packed with rich network of blood vessels. Therefore, this skeletal muscle serves as the excellent gateway to the systemic circulation. So let me repeat it again. Now, when we give the intramuscular injection, we inject this drug solution directly into the deep skeletal muscle. The skeletal muscle packed with rich network of blood vessels. Therefore, this skeletal muscle serves as the excellent gateway to the systemic circulation. Okay, what makes this intramuscular route of drug administration really fascinating is that the speed of the drug absorption depends on the drug formulation type we choose. So, what makes this the intramuscular route of drug administration really fascinating is that the speed of the drug absorption depends on the drug formulation type we choose. So, there are clinically two main formulation types in intramuscular route. Those are aqueous solutions and depot preparation. So let me explain it again. Now, this intramuscular route, the speed of the drug absorption depends on the drug formulation type we choose. So clinically, there are two major types. Those are aqueous solutions and depot preparations. Now let's discuss one by one. Okay, first let's discuss about our first formulation type, that is aqueous solutions. So when it comes to the aqueous solutions, the active drug is fully dissolved in water-based liquid. The active drug is fully dissolved in water-based liquid, fully dissolved. So what will happen? We know salt. So we know water mixes with our body fluids effortlessly. Therefore, the drug molecules are absorbed by the surrounding capillaries almost immediately. So, when it comes to the aqueous solutions of IM injections, active drug is fully dissolved in water-based liquid. So we know water is mixes with our body fluid effortlessly. Therefore, the drug molecules absorbed by the surrounding capillaries immediately. So we discussed earlier as well, if the absorption is quick, the onset of action is rapid. So this will lead to the rapid onset of action. This will lead to the rapid onset of drug action. So let me explain it again. When it comes to the aqueous solution, the active drug is fully dissolved in water-based solution. So this water mixes effortlessly with our body fluids. Therefore, the drug molecules absorbed into the surrounding capillaries almost immediately. As the absorption is very high, this will lead to the rapid onset of action. So this intramuscular aqueous solution injections are used to get the rapid onset of drug action. The one good example is the fast-acting painkiller injections for this aqueous solution IM injections. So this is what the aqueous solution of intramuscular injections are. Okay, now we are coming to discuss the second part of our formulation, that is depot preparations. These depot preparations we can say like masterpiece of pharmaceutical engineering. So they have designed in such a way that exactly opposite to the way that aqueous solution performs. Now they have designed the depot preparations in such a way they absorb slowly, steadily over an extended period of time. So they design in such a way the depot preparations absorb slowly, steadily over extended period of time. Now we are going to discuss the mechanism behind these depot preparations, which is really fascinating and also very important. So pharmaceutical scientists develop these depot preparations in such a way they have suspended drug particles in specialized non-aqueous vehicle. So they have suspended drug particles in suspended drug particles in specialized non-aqueous vehicle. So this non-aqueous vehicle means non-water based liquid. Sometimes it can be a polyethylene glycol or something like that, similar to that. So drug particles suspended in specialized non-aqueous vehicle. When we inject the intramuscular injection deep into the muscle tissue, what will happen? This liquid vehicle gradually diffuses away into the surrounding body fluids. So, this injection, the drug molecules suspended in the specialized non-aqueous vehicle, once you inject the deep into the muscle tissue, what will happen? This liquid vehicle gradually diffuses away from the surrounding body fluids. So then what will happen? These suspended drug molecules cannot stay in its fluid state. Why? Because this liquid vehicle gradually diffuses away from the surrounding tissue. Because of that, the suspended drug molecules can no longer stay in fluid state. So they undergo process called precipitation. They undergo a process called precipitation. So this precipitation forms a solid concentrated deposit or crystal pool of medication right inside the muscle matrix. So what will happen? Once you inject the this medication deep into the muscle tissue, the liquid vehicle gradually diffuses away into the body fluids so that the drug molecules suspended in this medication cannot stay in the fluid state. So they undergo the process called precipitation. This precipitation process forms solid concentrated deposit or the crystal pool of medication right inside our muscle matrix. So this precipitation is highly lipophilic as well as low water soluble. So it is highly lipophilic and low water soluble. So what will happen? They cannot rush into the blood vessels at once. So because of this precipitation is highly lipophilic and the low water solubility, they cannot rush into the blood vessels at once. So drug crystals dissolves at a microscopic steady rate over weeks, over days, weeks, or sometimes even months. So, because of the highly lipophilic nature and the low water solubility of the precipitation, the drug molecules cannot rush into the blood vessel at once. Instead of that, these drug crystals dissolve at a microscopic steady rate over days, weeks, or even months. So this will allow highly sustained therapeutic dose over extended period of time. So this will allow highly sustained therapeutic dose over extended period of time. So that is how this depot preparations develop or depot preparation generate highly sustained therapeutic dose over extended period of time. So which is very fascinating mechanism. So let me explain briefly once again. Now here these depot preparations behave exactly opposite way than the aqueous solutions given in IM formulations. So they have designed in such a way to absorb slowly, steadily over a period of time, extended period of time. So the scientists have suspended the drug particles in specialized non-aqueous vehicle. This non-aqueous vehicle is the non-water based liquid. So once you inject the drug deep into the muscle, what will happen? Liquid vehicle gradually um, diffuses away into the surrounding body fluids. Therefore, these drug molecules can no longer stay in the liquid or the fluid state there. So what will happen? They undergo the process called precipitation. So the precipitation forms a solid concentrated deposit or the crystal pool of medication right inside the muscle matrix. So this precipitate highly lipophilic and low water soluble. Because of that, they cannot rush into the blood vessels immediately. Instead, these drug crystals dissolve at a microscopic steady state over days, weeks, or even months. So this will lead to highly sustained therapeutic dose over extended period of time. So this is basically the mechanism of depot preparations. Okay, now we are coming to most interesting part of our discussion. We are going to discuss the real world clinical impact of the depot preparations. So, when it comes to the depot preparations, it has been a game changer when it comes to the patient compliance and long-term disease management. So, depot preparations has been a game changer when it comes to the patient compliance and long-term disease management. Now, we are going to take two common examples and discuss how. Our first example is haloperidol injection. So, this haloperidol injection is potent antipsychotic medication which clinicians use to manage mental health disorders like schizophrenia. So, we know patients with severe mental health disorders, it's very difficult for them to remember to take their next pill. Therefore, as a solution, clinicians administer long-acting intramuscular haloperidol injection which maintains steady therapeutic level over extended period of time. So, our first example is haloperidol injection, which is a potent antipsychotic which clinicians use to manage mental health disorders like schizophrenia. So when it comes to the severe mental health disorders, patients, it's very difficult to patients to remember to take their next pill. So clinicians administer long-acting intramuscular haloperidol injection which maintain steady therapeutic levels of haloperidol injection over extended period of time. And our second example is most famous depot medoxyprogesterone injection. Depot medoxyprogesterone injection. So this is the contraceptive birth control shot. So instead of taking daily hormonal pill, women take single intramuscular medoxyprogesterone shot as their contraceptive method. So our second example is the depot medoxyprogesterone injection, which is a contraceptive birth control pill. Instead of taking their daily hormonal pill, women administer single intramuscular medoxyprogesterone shot as their contraceptive method. So these are the two main examples that we have discussed about the depot preparations. Okay, to wrap up, today we discussed about fascinating intramuscular route of drug administration. So this route provides incredible flexibility. This intramuscular route of administration is capable of acting both as the long-term pharmaceutical reservoir as well as the rapid response system. In our discussion, we discussed how. So I hope you have learned something from this video. If you learned something from this video, just hit the like button and subscribe PharmaExplora channel. So thank you very much for joining with PharmaExplora today. See you soon.